Hey guys, it's Slate with a quick vocal processing tutorial using the new Slate Digital Virtual Mix Rack. We'll start off here with this country male vocal, and I'm going to play the dry track for you.
She struts in, asking old Joe for a martini gin. Got a tattoo on her spray tan skin. Must have come from somewhere that I ain't never been.
Okay, so with some processing, we want to add some presence, some life, some detail. We want this to cut through the mix. So we're going to go to the virtual mix rack, and we're actually going to load a channel strip preset called Warm Vocals. Let's talk about the processing because we have 4 different processors here in the virtual mix rack. The FGN is the first module. We're adding a little bit of high shelf, a little bit of the upper mid-range, and then we're filtering out everything below 80 hertz. Then we go to the FG116 compressor. We're at 4:1. We have the input all the way up to 24, which is pretty heavy. However, we're compensating that compression by using the mix knob at 50%. And our attack is at slowest. Our release is at the fastest, which is the most aggressive setting. I love a fast release with this compressor on vocals because it tends to push the vocal to the front of the mix. Then after the compressor, we're using another EQ. I call this kind of a finalizing EQ, and we're using the FGS. We're just poking out a little bit more mid-forwardness after the compression. Now I use the FGS after this because it's a much more transparent EQ than the FGN. This little boost here is going to sound much more powerful than this boost here. Then finally, we're using Revival, and we're using the thickness parameter to give an overall warmth to the entire sound. And then after the VMR, we are inherently going to add some sibilance based on all of these upper mid-range boosts and compression, so I put a little de-esser on it. So let's take a listen to the whole vocal with the processing.
She struts in, asking old Joe for a martini gin. Got a tattoo on her spray tan skin. Must have come from somewhere that I ain't never been.
Now the vocal has presence, it has depth, it has life, it really came alive. Let's do a little A-B. I'm going to A-B with this level compensated dry track. Here we go.
She struts in, asking old Joe for a martini gin. Got a tattoo on her spray tan skin. Must have come from somewhere that I ain't never been.
So again, a lot of that muddiness and boxiness is gone. It's present. It's going to sound great in the final mix. Let's move on to a female vocal. Once again, here is the female vocal, dry, unprocessed.
I wake up to your arms around me, and I know our love won't fade away.
Okay, so we'll load VMR, and once again, we'll go to our presets, and we're going to go to something called Airy Vocals 2. And what is that doing? Again, we start off with the FGS. There's a tiny little bit of shelf here. There's a little bit of the very upper mid-range at around 5.48 kilohertz. We are taking out some of the low end via shelf at 80 hertz, and then we're even high-pass filtering to 80 hertz. Again, the second processor is the FG116 FET compressor at 4:1. We have the fastest attack, fastest release. It's going to really bring the vocal to the front of the mix. It's going to compress a lot. The mix knob is all the way to 100%. So this is full compression. Then we're going to Revival, and we boosted the shimmer up to about 10 o'clock here. That's going to add tons of detail and air to this beautiful female vocal. And we also have Thicker. Thicker is going to finalize it with a little bit of that kind of tube warmth. So let's take a listen to it. And again, we're going to add the de-esser because, again, all these little boosts are inherently going to add some sibilance. So I always finalize the vocal with the very last thing being a de-esser. So you take out some of that extra sibilance. So here it is processed.
I wake up to your arms around me, and I know our love won't fade away.
Now that's going to sound amazing in the mix. That's really got a lot of depth, tons of air, all the little nuances are there. Let's do an A-B. Again, level compensated A-B.
I wake up to your arms around me, And I know our love won't fade away. And it's crazy how life seems to lead us. And it led me to you, led me straight to you.
I mean, it's as if she's singing right in front of you. This really is a fantastic vocal chain for this singer. So that's a quick vocal tutorial using the virtual mix rack. Stay tuned for many more. Thanks for watching.